Welcome everybody. This is my very little studio. I've been called to start making a new Baba Yaga dolls. So Baba Yaga dolls are a type of Motanka doll that are created without sewing entirely. There is no sharp objects used in creation of these dolls. This is how the tradition calls for it. It is believed that if Motanka gets punctured with a sharp object, she will bring bad luck. Like her own spirit will be somehow wounded, and she will not serve the purpose. And the purpose of Motanka is to bring a guidance, a type of a good luck, uh, protection. And because all these dolls, the Motanka dolls, are created with positive intention, and they created as an offering for someone that we love, or as a way to commemorate somebody's passage into adulthood or marriage or childbirth. Motanka dolls can be very versatile, and there may be different forms of them, but they're always created with a positive intention, and they are supposed to be kind of like our guides. This is the reason why they don't have eyes, they don't have faces that are, they have no facial expressions, because it's believed that if a doll has a face, then she would have also her own soul, her own mind, and she would probably come up as someone that wants to do her own thing. And she's purely here to serve us, to be our guide's friend, that kind of like a reminder of our own intuitive abilities, but also of what is our intention for life. Motanki are created with different type of fabrics and materials, and so the herbal dolls that bring healing and protection are created with herbs, and then the grain dolls have grains. Baba Yaga dolls have none of these. Baba Yaga dolls are created with a wooden core. The reason for that is to bring her a more of a masculine and feminine properties in one, and they are the so-called task or quest dolls, which means these specific dolls are created with an intention of bringing us closer to our goals, our potential, to guide us through a certain passage in our life. So the wooden core is there for her to be her strong backbone, her masculine energy that helps her get in touch with things that need to be done or corrected or logical, or any type of communication. She needs that in order to become clear, and so she can help us express our own desires and wants and our own vision in a tangible way. And of course, everything else about her is really quite feminine. So she has dresses, and absolutely she must have some sort of headdress. And she also often carries bags. Jewelry is also welcomed if you feel like that's something your doll might want. It's absolutely fine to gift your Baba Yaga something personal. Mine also has a couple of crystals. So this is a lodolite. It's fantastic for manifesting and protective kyanite, black kyanite. The one thing that is different about this Motanka from all of the other ones is that she's got a nose. Baba Yaga, in the Baba Yaga story, had a huge nose. Maybe that's just because her senses were so heightened, or maybe because she was just sniffing around. The big nose is funny though. Usually it's made with a coffee bean, for that kind of awakening and uplifting energy. And what else? Baba Yaga in a story that originates in Slavic traditions comes through different forms and incarnations. So there are many different stories about her. In general, we can say that she's very earthly. being, deity. It's really hard to call her a goddess. Goddesses seem to have that more heavenly, upper realm energy about them. Baba Yaga is more of like the dirt, the earth, the ground. She knows her wild life, and she knows her wild plants, and she knows the trees, and she knows, the seasons. She understands the cycles. She is very much into healing and medicine and natural ways of, helping your body thrive. She's probably very, very much psychic and intuitive, because her time spent in the woods alone makes her very much in touch with everything around her. And therefore, she's probably the reason why she's described as an old and unpleasant hag in many stories is because she was kind of a loner, like kind of reminds me of Artemis, who kind of wanted to be left alone and just run around the woods. Baba Yaga does not like company, doesn't like talk a lot. So therefore she might be considered unwelcoming or inhospitable. But quite frankly, she's there for us to learn about our wild side and what connects us to our own nature and the nature around us. And she also kind of reminds me of Hecate, the goddess of underworld, or the goddess of doorways and entrances. I really love that comparison because she also kind of gathers these secret places through which we can descend into the roots, into the, shamanically, we can go down into the underworld and receive knowledge and healing and connection with ancestors and such things. And I will be taking you guys through a process here and there just to show you what happens. Now, these dolls are made with specific intentions, so each one is going to receive different gifts, her wardrobe is going to represent these specific attributes about her. So let me get to work, and I will soon show you what is happening in the studio. Bye. Bye. She doesn't want to go. So I found this little piece of wood outside. I think it's oak. It's about, I don't know, like 10, 12 inches long. It's not wet, which is important to me because I don't want to put fabrics on a wet piece of wood. It's a little bit on the dry side, but it's solid. It's not going to break. It's not going to fall apart. So that will work. And I removed the bark to make sure it's nice and clean. And I'm going to use it to make the Baba Yaga's back. So scissors are going to be a necessary part. We're going to need to cut pieces of materials. So here are my scissors, small, big. We're going to be making just a little incision into the fabric, or we might be cutting the strings and such. I found this old linen tablecloth. I'm going to use it to wrap my doll around the initial part, the stick. It's a very nice old-fashioned linen. I might be using some of its parts for other parts of the doll later on, but it should really feel good, and it's natural, which is very, very nice. And let me show you what's going to happen. So I'm going to wrap my little stick around until it feels nice and soft. And that's what it looks like when it's finished. I wrapped it tightly with a white, strong piece of yarn. So here I've got my head. I kind of know what it's going to look like. I am going to attach a bean somewhere in the middle of that head. I love my coffee, so I've got some really good coffee beans. And traditionally, that would be maybe like a uh, regular bean that you insert into her nose, but we like the coffee. And now, after I attached her to the stick, we're gonna make two hands. They're really simple. Pretty much what happens is we fold two pieces of fabric and create a little loop at the very end of each of the hands, because that's where she's going to hold her broom. I don't want you guys to think this is some sort of full-blown tutorial, because it is not. I feel like she might need an extra layer. Maybe we will do that before I attach the hands. Because in this process, what happens is that you start to think, is there anything else needed? Sometimes the doll requires extra color, extra fabric. You just know. So she wants something red, which is interesting. I wasn't really planning on red color, but this is a very nice soft wool, and I think it will go very good with the linen fabrics. I'm surprised about the red color. I am a little, but that's okay. We can deal with that. Okay, so that's what it looks like after I wrapped her up a little bit extra. I think that looks cute. So now I'm going to attach the hands. Can you guys see me? Looks good? Yeah. Now we're coming to a really fun part, because we're starting to play with more cool fabrics. The reason why I am choosing a fabric right now before I attach the hands is because that fabric will be also part of the doll's arms. Now, I've originally thought of something maybe more pale and more earthly, but then I decided that a beautiful fabric with poppy seeds and the beautiful, hopeful blue background just feels good. Feels good. So I'm gonna use that to create her underdress, and that's gonna be also a part of her arms. So I'm gonna prepare a nice abundant amount of this fabric for her, and let's get back to work. So I already put 2 layers on her and her arms and the underdress, and this is what it looks like when all of these layers go on.
And we are here a few days later. I wanted to make sure that today is the right energy to follow up on this process. And she says yes. She's eager to get some hair, right, and an apron and a few other things. So I made some sacred cacao just so I can get in touch with that flow and energy, and it's a ceremonial cacao grade, so it really puts me in this like deeper meditative state. That is how I like to kind of open up to a process of creation these talisman dolls. I also brought a Sacred Rebels Oracle deck because I want an additional guidance, since we had a moment, few days when I wasn't working on this Baba Yaga. I just want to pick up on any messages or any direction that we're going from here. So you guys gonna see it first. Oh, focus on the light. Okay, that's perfect, isn't it? Because Baba Yaga is the carrier of the fire, the light, the knowledge, the wisdom. She's very much in touch with the energy of things and beings and stones and trees. She is emanating this very wild but at the same time grounded energy of wisdom, potential. So trust the light. It felt like the sun energy. sparkles, sunflowers. I felt maybe we can use a sunflower fabric. But she says, think more outside of that box, think, what else is there? And I said, sparkles? Shiny objects? And she said, exactly. So she says she's kind of feeling princessy. Baba Yaga is feeling princessy. And so this is getting interesting. So this is the fabric she picked.
Yes, sparkly dress. She feels princessy. I am surprised about that, and I'm not really sure if this material is going to work. It's very synthetic. It's beautiful, but it's not natural. But we'll give it a shot. Let's see what she looks like. Okay, so now she needs hair. This is a fun part. Now she wanted this yellow yarn, and we had a pretty big argument about that because I just don't feel like it fits. What she wants something bright. I wanted something more earthly, natural. Something a little bit more. Uh, Maybe something more old-fashioned, even a pretty one like that. That would work. But she wants bright. She wants something bright. So I offered her the red. Red. This is a Polish merino wool. Beautiful. And I can't believe she says yes to it. I did not want bright though, but she seems to be loving the red hair. So we attached the red hair, and now I'm gonna look for a head covering. This could be just something that will either complement her or like look really good. She does like the yellow stuff apparently, but it won't match. How about that one? That looks good. Okay. I'm going to give her some aprons, and those aprons are just another surprise. She really wanted this strawberry apron. A lot of sweetness about her, isn't there? So I made a deal. I gave her the strawberry apron, but I took away that shiny fabric because it was literally falling apart. I just didn't fit. I just don't like the edges, and it's really hard to keep it and maintain it clean. So I thought that this linen underneath the apron looks really cute and really nice, and that just all of it kind of comes together in a little bit better way.
Okay, so I am in a crystal shop. I am going to look for something special for my doll amongst these crystals. She is pretty much finished. I'm really, really happy with how she turned out. I can't believe she went for crazy red hair, but I love it. I do. So let me take off the blankie. She's almost finished. What she needs is a little additional accents and souvenirs to help her become fully present, fully awakened to her purpose here. And all dolls really like to receive gifts. So we're gonna look for something that she likes. Hopefully she's not going to pick something that is really big and really expensive. Although the dolls are known for having a very, very good taste. I'm gonna make for her a broom because all Baba Yagas need a big broom and maybe a couple of crystals. Maybe she can find something she likes. So I'm gonna take her for a little walk around the shop, find something special for her either to wear or to take with her. I have no idea what she's gonna pick. Well, that was super fast and easy. She picked a water clear Lemurian. It's a wand, crystal wand. Isn't that amazing? God, look. Well, that was really fast. I thought we'll be here for a long time. Let's see if she needs anything else. Okay, so we're back with another little gift. So it's a bracelet. Check this out. Beautiful little moonstone in the shape of moon. And moonstone is great for new beginnings, for intuition. So let me put it on her and I'll show you what this looks like. Clear Lemurian. Moonstone. Beautiful necklace. Oh, she's got the bling. So the right hand is gonna have the broom. So we're gonna leave that free. And then if there's anything else that she needs, it's going to come up in the next few days. After that, I'm gonna place her somewhere when I can see her on a daily basis to connect with her. I will be back with one more video to show you what she looks like with that beautiful broom, which I'll be making from scratch. Hey guys! So the process of creating my Baba Yaga has come to an end. I have stepped outside to get some fresh air. It's really cold here in Western North Carolina. We have had some very low temperatures, unusual even for January. But there she is. So the last thing she needed was the broom. And sometimes I make my brooms out of just pieces of wood I find around, or leftover pieces of fabric, just whatever seems to work. This time I had some dried branches of wormwood and I didn't know what to do with it. It was not exactly good enough for making an incense out of it. So I cleaned it up a little and I used it for this particular broom. I think that looks really good. So what's left is maybe like a little message so we can find out if there is anything else we need to know. If I was creating this talisman doll for you, I would definitely make notes on all of the messages that are coming through, and they would have very special and personal meaning for you as well. Because when I create these talisman dolls for others, the messages make sense more to the others than to me sometimes. So usually what I do, I pull one more card. We had a Rebel Oracle, and this time I'm gonna use the Tarot deck, and it is gonna be, can you see that? The Guardian of the Night Tarot deck, one of my favorite decks to work with. I love it because it has a lot of beautiful animals and animal spirits. And that's kind of what I want to bring into the game here. Need some coffee? Oh, it's cold in here. Okay. One card that represents this particular Baba Yaga's special allies and friends. Okay. I'm not looking, you guys gonna see it first. Oh, I think I know what it is. But there is hare, you know, rabbit,
And right in the center, there is a beautiful heart that is kind of like falling into a chalice. The meaning of the rabbit is abundance, reproduction, being open, creative, and being open to receive good luck. So that goes along with the whole creativity and energy that this Baba Yaga brought so far during this process. We're gonna have some nice conversations. I'm gonna place her when I can see her daily. And I do like to journal, so I'm definitely going to put together all of my notes about all of the messages and colors that came through and fabrics and all of the parts of her that didn't make it to the final cut. And with that, all I'm gonna say that I absolutely love this process. I think it's magical. The dolls are infused with magic of their own. So if one of you would like a doll like that, your personal Baba Yaga, with a whole story and the bling and the crystals and the personalized message, I would be honored and really, really happy to make you one. So if you're interested, I am including link below where you can find more details. And yeah, I think I'll be coming up with more videos on this topic because I think it's important for us to put our hands on creative processes and believe in beauty and art and spirituality coming together. So until I see you next time, be well, take care. Bye.